Booming Thunder Radio, where we groove as the spirit moves. Yeah. Drawing the honey, the rock, with the righteous Reverend Doctor on Booming Thunder Radio.
Welcome back, mighty friends, to the fourth watch. I'm glad to see you walk across the water this day, hands raised, tongue and heart crying out for the Son of Glory. As he walks across the water, his hands reaching out to each of ours that step from the boat in faith and walk out upon the water to meet him, our oil in the lamp, made sure and burning bright in the darkness. At the restoration of the valley, full of dead men's bones, could see new again and rise up a spiritual army beyond imagination in a world that is to come, that is in the hearts, tabernacles, and the temples of those that believe in Mashiach, in the preparation of the way, the truth, and the life. Then the word of mighty Yahovah came to us, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Israel. Prophesy and say to those shepherds, Thus says Yahoshua HaMashiach, our Sabbath day King and the Spirit, God the Father in his fullness when he comes. Woe, shepherds of Israel, who have been feeding themselves. Should not the shepherds feed the flock? You eat the fat and clothe yourselves with the wool, and slaughter the fat without feeding the flock. Those who are sickly you have not strengthened, and diseased you have, let them become unhealed. The broken you have not bound up, the scattered you have not brought back, nor have you sought for the lost. But with force and with severity you have dominated them. Your no-hide laws to cut off a Mashiach lover's head. Insanity. Remove a head of a peaceful man. Only a violent man would do such a thing while he professes to be holy while doing it. I'm thinking this time around it may be more difficult for some than for others. They were scattered for lack of a shepherd, and they became food for every beast of the field and were scattered. Our flock wandered through all the mountains and on every high hill. Our flock was scattered over all the surface of the earth, and there was no one to search or seek. Therefore, you shepherds, hear the word of mighty Jehovah. Yea, as the eyes live and breathe, declares Yahushua HaMashiach, our Sabbath day King, surely because our flock has become a prey. Yea, our flock has even become food for all the beasts of the field, for lack of a shepherd. And our shepherds did not search for our flock, but the shepherds fed themselves and did not feed our flock. Therefore, you shepherds, hear the word of mighty Jehovah. Thus says Yahushua HaMashiach, our Sabbath day King, yea, the Spirit of the Word living and breathing in a man's heart and mind. Behold, the eyes are against these shepherds, and the eyes will demand the sheep, yea, the elect hosts of heaven, from them, and make them cease from feeding sheep. So the shepherds will not feed themselves any more, but the eyes will deliver our flock from their mouth, so that they will not be food for them. For thus says mighty Yahushua HaMashiach, behold, I myself will search for my sheep and seek them out. Yea, the mighty everlasting glory, the great Spirit of truth, will search the men's hearts, search out, yea, the sheep, the lost sheep of Israel. As a shepherd cares for his herd in the day when he is among his scattered sheep, so Yahushua HaMashiach will care for his sheep and will deliver them from all the places to which they were scattered on a cloudy and gloomy day. For there is no other way that the true God of Israel can be known is by the revelation of the living word, which is his Son's glory revealed in a man's heart, and then that man revealing it into the hearts of the woman he loves and his children, that he would see and receive the glory of that woman he loves and see the glory that he put in her heart as she pours out her love upon the children, yea, each day reading them a proverb of the day and blessing and kissing them on the back of their neck before they go to school, telling them to make 100 and do their best, and remember the proverb, and be strong in mighty Jehovah, and the glory of his Son in our hearts, teaching us the living word. Yahushua HaMashiach will bring us out from the peoples and gather us from the countries and bring us to our own land. And he, mighty Yahushua HaMashiach, will feed us on the mountains of Israel, by the streams, and in all the inhabited places of the land. Yahushua HaMashiach will feed us in a good pasture, and their grazing ground will be on the mountain heights, yea, of Israel. They will lie down on good grazing ground and feed in rich pasture on the mountains of Israel. Yahushua HaMashiach will feed his flock, and he will lead them to rest, declares mighty Yahushua HaMashiach, our Sabbath day King, the one who reveals the living word, and the Father, yea, at the Father's perfect time. Yea, Yahushua will seek the lost, bring back the scattered, bind up the broken, and strengthen the sick. But the fat and the strong, Yahushua will destroy. Yahushua will feed them with judgment. As for you, Yahushua's elect hosts upon the earth, his flock, thus says Yahushua HaMashiach, our Sabbath day King, behold, the eyes will judge between one sheep and another, between the rams and the male goats. Is it too slight a thing for you that you should feed in the good pasture, that you must tread down with your feet the rest of your pastures? Or that you should drink of the clear waters, that you must foul the rest with your feet? As for Yahushua's flock, we must eat what you tread down with your feet, and drink what you foul with your feet. Therefore, thus says mighty Yahushua HaMashiach, behold, yea, the eyes, even I, will judge between the fat sheep and the lean sheep. Because you push with side and with shoulder, and thrust at all the weak with your horns until you have scattered them abroad. Therefore, Yahushua will deliver his flock, and they will no longer be a prey. Yahushua will judge between one sheep and another. Then Yahushua will set over them one shepherd. Yea, Yahushua's servant David, and he will feed them. He will feed them himself and be their shepherd. And Yahushua HaMashiach will be their God, yea, that reveals the unknowable Father. Yea, and his servant David, he will be prince among them. Yahushua HaMashiach, yea, the everlasting glory, yea, of Yahovah, yea, has brought these things forth this day. Yahushua, the Spirit of truth, will make a covenant of peace with them, and eliminate harmful beasts from the land, so that they may live securely in the wilderness and sleep in the woods. Yahushua will make them and the places around Yahushua's heel a blessing. And Yahushua will cause showers to come down in their season. They will be showers of blessing. Also the tree of the field will yield its fruit, and the earth will yield its increase, and they will be secure on their land. Then they will know that Yahushua HaMashiach, yea, the everlasting glory of the Father, Yahovah, He is our God. So when Yahushua, that Spirit of truth, has broken the bars of their yoke and have delivered them from the hand of those who enslaved them, they will no longer be a prey to the nations, and the beasts of the earth will not devour them, but they will live securely, and no one will make afraid. Yahushua will establish them a renowned planting place, and they will not again be victims of famine in the land, and they will not endure the insults of the nations anymore. Then they will know that Yahushua HaMashiach is their God, yea, the one, it is the Spirit of truth upon the earth, yea, and that He is in their hearts and with them always that love the truth, and that they, yea, each of us, the house of Israel, are the people of Mashiach, yea, the one pierced that came to reveal the mystery language of Torah, giving his whole life willingly, yea, that the parable word and the mystery of Torah would come forth in the Father's perfect time and moment. Yea, may this moment be your moment, mighty friend. And as for you, each spotless lamb of the field, the sheep of our pasture, you are men. And Yahushua HaMashiach is our God, declares Yahovah, our Father that sent the Son to reveal the living Word. And the spirits, the 7,000 spirits of Elijah upon the earth, that they can witness in their land the circumcision, the spiritual circumcision of each heart, as the white lamb skin flap is removed, and the molten fire is made from the tools hidden inside, in the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach, dying in the Spirit, seen as red dye upon the white lamb skin. That the tabernacle of Moshe, could be made manifest. That the Mashiach would come in our hearts in the Father's perfect time, a wise master builder, two as one with each Father's heart. Transfigured in the twinkling of an eye and the dyeing of that white lamb skin red. The sewing together of the goat hairs. The boundaries of all the colors of the earth, covered by the goat hair and the red lamb skins. And let our badger skin be our prayer shawl. That no evil thing could penetrate the tent of meeting. And we could go inside and cry out to our Father in the name of the Son revealed by the living Word in our hearts. each morning as we come forth joyfully, wantingly, prayerfully in the word of truth in the fourth watch. That Yahushua HaMashiach, our Sabbath day King, could distill a few more drops of living water in our hearts, yea, and in our children's minds, at the Father of Light's perfect time and moment. Yea. Hallelujah. Yahushua HaMashiach. Chapter 35, Ezekiel. We prophesy against Mount Seir. Moreover, the word of mighty Yahovah came to us, saying, Son of man, set your face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it. Yeah, you know what that is, Mount Seir, don't you, mighty friend? Yeah, that's a Kabbalistic ground zero. Yeah, well, men who know not the truth, the spirit of truth, Mashiach, they deny it and they multiply their ignorance through the sophisticated carnal mind thinking of those that profess to walk in Mashiach, but only deceive the hearts of men. Yea, let them all be forgiven by their students. Let them all join together, arms, yea, upon each shoulder, groups of 10 in their mysterious way, and forgive one another, sons to fathers, fathers to sons, and say to them all in the land, Behold, mighty Yahushua HaMashiach is against you for your wickedness, Mount Seir, and he alone will stretch out his hand against you and make you a desolation and a waste. Yahushua, the one pierced, will lay waste your cities, and you will become a desolation. Then you will know that Yahushua HaMashiach is the Lord of the Bible, yea, the everlasting glory, the Son of glory of the Father. Because you have had everlasting enmity, and have delivered the sons of Israel to the power of the sword at the time of their calamity, at the time of the punishment of the end. Therefore, as Yahushua lives, declares Yahushua HaMashiach, our Sabbath day King, he will give you over to bloodshed, and bloodshed will pursue you. Since you have not hated bloodshed, therefore bloodshed will pursue you. Yahushua will make Mount Seir a waste and a desolation, and Yahushua will cut off from it the one who passes through and returns. Yea, the Spirit of truth will fill its mountains with its slain on your hills and in your valleys, and all your ravines, those slain by the sword, will fall. Yahushua will make you an everlasting desolation, and your cities will not be inhabited. Then you will know that Yahushua's everlasting glory, yea, is Yahovah's greatest delight, our Father. I pray that you might know him by the revelation given by the Son that reveals the unknowable Father at the Father's perfect time. Yeah, because you have said, these two nations and these two lands will be mine, and we will possess them, although Yahovah was there. Therefore, as Yahoshua lives, declares Yahoshua HaMashiach, our Sabbath day King, yea, Yahoshua will deal according to your anger and according to your envy, which you showed because of your hatred against them. So Yahoshua will make himself known among them when he judges each of them, each of you. Then you will know that Yahovah, yea, sent his everlasting glory, his Son, yea, speaking these words in the spirit of truth from his living word upon your heart in the fourth watch. You have heard all your revilings, which you have spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, they are given to us for food. And you have spoken arrogantly against Yahoshua, and have multiplied your words against Yahoshua. Yea, Yahoshua himself has heard it. Thus says Yahoshua HaMashiach, as all the earth rejoices, Yahoshua will make you a desolation. As you rejoiced over the inheritance of the house of Israel because it was desolate, yea, so Yahoshua will do to you. You will be a desolation, O Mount Seir, and all Edom, all of it. Then they will know that Yahovah, yea, sent his everlasting glory, Yahoshua HaMashiach, to reveal the right understanding of Torah and the mystery of the living word in a man's heart and mind. As you rejoiced over the inheritance of the house of Israel because it was desolate, so Yahoshua will do to you. You will be a desolation, O Mount Seir, and all Edom, all of it. Then they will know Yahovah is God. And you, Son of Man, prophesy to the mountains of Israel and say, O mountains of Israel, hear the word of mighty Yahovah. Thus says Yahoshua HaMashiach, yea, our Sabbath day King, the Spirit of truth, living and breathing in men's heart that love the truth and the word more than their next breath. Yea, these say these things, because the enemy has spoken against you. Aha! And the everlasting heights have become our possession. Therefore prophesy and say, thus says Yahoshua HaMashiach, for good reason they have made you desolate and crushed you from every side, that you would become a possession of the rest of the nations, and you have been taken up in the talk and the whispering of the people. Therefore, O mountains of Israel, hear the word of Yahoshua HaMashiach. Thus says Yahushua HaMashiach, to the mountains and to the hills, to the ravines and to the valleys, to the desolate wastes and to the forsaken cities, which have become a prey and a derision to the rest of the nations which are round about. Therefore, thus says mighty Yahushua HaMashiach, surely in the fire of my jealousy the eyes have spoken against the rest of the nations, and against all Edom, who appropriated Yahushua's land for themselves as a possession, with wholehearted joy, with scorn of soul, to drive it out for a prey. Yeah, should have been a prayer, and they looking for prey. Sound like two priests standing up front. Therefore prophesy concerning the land of Israel, and say to the mountains, and to the hills, to the ravines, and to the valleys, thus says mighty Yahushua HaMashiach, behold, Yahushua has spoken, yea, in jealousy and in wrath, because you have endured the insults of the nations. Therefore, thus says Yahushua HaMashiach, yea, he has sworn that surely the nations which are around you will themselves endure their insults. But you, O mountains of Israel, you will be put forth, yea, as branches, and bear your fruit for our people of Israel, for they will soon come. For behold, Yahushua HaMashiach is with each of us, and he will turn and come to each one of us, and will cultivate and sow the seed of truth and hope in each of our hearts and minds. Yea, Yahushua will multiply men for each one of us, all the house of Israel, all of it, and the cities will be inhabited, and the waste places will be rebuilt. Yahushua HaMashiach will multiply on you man and beast, and they will increase and be fruitful. And Yahushua HaMashiach will cause you to be inhabited as you were formerly, and will treat you better than at the first. Thus you will know that Yahushua HaMashiach is the everlasting glory sent by the Father, that we may know the unknowable God as we live and breathe upon the earth. Yes, Yahushua will cause men, our people Israel, to walk on our words and possessions, yea, that were given to us by our great King, so that each will become an inheritance and never again bereave the children, yea, that they would live for Mashiach's joy, yea, to bring forth the glory and the name of our Father upon the earth. Thus says Yahushua HaMashiach, because they say to you, you are a devourer of men, and have bereaved your nation of children. Therefore you will no longer devour men, and no longer bereave your nation of children, declares Yahushua HaMashiach. Yahushua HaMashiach will not let you hear insults from the nations any more, nor will you bear disgrace from the peoples any longer, nor will you cause your nation to stumble any longer, because Yahushua HaMashiach has declared it. Then the word of mighty Yahovah came to us, saying, Son of man, when the house of Israel was living in their own land, they defiled it by their ways and their deeds. Their way before Yahushua was like the uncleanliness of a woman in her impurity. Rotting flesh stench of the ocean. Therefore Yahushua poured out his wrath on them for the blood which they had shed on the land, because they had defiled it with their idols. Also Yahushua scattered them among the nations, and they were dispersed throughout the lands, according to their ways and their deeds. Yahushua judged them. Then they came to the nations where they went. They profaned the holy name of our Father, because it was said to them, These are the people of Yahushua. These are the people of Yahovah, yet they have come out of his land. But Yahushua had concern for our Father's holy name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the nations where they went. Therefore say to the house of Israel, Thus says Yahushua HaMashiach, It is not for your sake, O house of Israel, that Yahushua HaMashiach is about to act, but for the holy name of our Father, which you have profaned among the nations where you went. Professing some title, cloaking who the idol and demons you really have worshipped. There is but one true God, and he controls all things through the faithfulness of his Son, Yahushua HaMashiach, who brings forth nothing but what the Father wills him to bring forth. Yahushua will vindicate the holiness of his name and the name of his Father, the great name, which has been profaned among the nations, which you have profaned in their midst. Then the nations will know that Yahovah is God, and that his everlasting glory, Yahushua HaMashiach, is the one sent forth that a mere mortal man could understand the word of everlasting glory from an unknowable God. Then the nations will know that Yahushua is the everlasting glory of our Father, when he alone proves himself holy among each of you, the brightness of his coming, the brightness of the light of glory, revealing the way of mystery, and the marvelous way is true, mighty friend. It's more magnificent than you could ever hope or imagine. To live free upon the earth, seen and unseen forever, doing the will of the Father. This is the love of the Son of righteousness and truth. To see evil, and through the fear of our Father Yahovah, and the command and mysterious way of his Son that works before the faithful ones of the Father. It's more than you could ever hope or imagine, some might say. But you have to be able to discern the spiritual things, as this world of Mystery Babylon makes you believe the spiritual world does not exist, as they drain every ounce of strength in the spirit from you and your children. Yahushua will take you from the nations, gather you from all the lands, and bring you into your own land. Then Yahushua will sprinkle clean water on you, and you will be clean. Yahushua will cleanse you from all your filthiness and from all your idols. Moreover, Yahushua, the Spirit of truth, will give you a new heart and put a new spirit within you. And Yahushua will remove the heart of stone from your flesh and give you a heart of flesh. Yahushua will put his spirit within you and cause you to walk in the way of his statutes, the statutes given by his father to Moshe, and you will be careful to observe all the ordinances of our Father. You will live in the land that Yahushua gave to your forefathers. So you will be my people, and the eyes will be your God. Yahushua HaMashiach, our everlasting glory, as our Father has given him to us, that he could come alive in the Word in the fourth watch. We could teach our children, our whole family, the living Word of truth that Mystery Babylon trembles at the revelation of. Moreover, Yahushua will save you from all your uncleanliness, and Yahushua will call for the grain and multiply it, and Yahushua will not bring a famine on you. Yahushua will multiply the fruit of the tree and the produce of the field, so that you will not receive again the disgrace of famine among the nations. Then you will remember your evil ways and your deeds that were not good, and you will loathe yourselves in your own sight for your iniquities and your abominations. Yahushua is not doing for your sake. He does none of these things for your sake. Let it be known to you this very day. He does nothing for your sake. Do you understand? Be ashamed and confounded for your ways, O house of Israel. Thus says Yahushua HaMashiach, on the day that Yahushua cleanse you from all your iniquities, Yahushua will cause the cities to be inhabited, and the waste places will be rebuilt. The desolate land will be cultivated instead of being a desolation in the sight of everyone who passes by. They will say, this desolate land has become like the Garden of Eden, and the waste, desolate, and ruined cities are fortified, inhabited. Then the nations that are left round about you will know that Yahushua is, the everlasting glory of the eternal Father, Yahovah, our God, only revealed by the fullness of the Son in our heart, and the building of the third temple inside our hearts and minds. Thus says Yahushua HaMashiach, thus also Yahushua will let the house of Israel ask Yahushua to do for them. Yahushua will increase their men like a flock, like the flock for sacrifices, like the flock at Jerusalem during her appointed feasts. So will the waste cities be filled with flocks of men. Then they will know that Yahovah is our God, and the everlasting glory of his Son, the one pierced, Yahushua HaMashiach, gave his life for the right understanding of Torah this day. The hand of Yahovah was upon Ezekiel, and he brought Ezekiel out by the Spirit of Yahovah and set Ezekiel down in the middle of the valley, and it was full of bones. He caused Ezekiel to pass among them round about, and behold, very many on the surface of the valley was seen, and lo, they were very dry. The everlasting glory, Yahushua, said to Ezekiel, Son of man, can these bones live? And Ezekiel answered, O Yahushua, only you know. Again Yahushua said to Ezekiel, Prophesy over these bones and say to them, O dry bones, hear the word of mighty Yahovah. Thus says Yahushua HaMashiach to these bones, Behold, Yahushua will cause breath to enter you, spotless lamb, that you may come to life. Yahushua will put sinews, flesh on you, make flesh grow back on you, cover you with skin, and put breath in you, that you may come alive and see the mystery of the marvelous way before you this day. And you will know that Yahushua is the everlasting glory of Yahovah and the brightness of the coming as he beckons you from the word of truth. So Ezekiel prophesied, and as Ezekiel was commanded, and as Ezekiel prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a rattling, and the bones came together, bone to its bone. And Ezekiel looked, and behold, sinews were on them, and flesh grew, and skin covered them, but there was no breath in them. Then Yahushua said to Ezekiel, prophesy to the breath, prophesy, son of man, and say to the breath, thus says Yahushua HaMashiach, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe on these slain, that they come to life. So Ezekiel prophesied as he commanded. And the breath came into them, and they came to life, and stood on their feet, an exceedingly great army. Yea, the rock and roll army of Mighty Yahovah. What does this vision mean, mighty friend? Did you see it in the tabernacle? Or have you built the temple in your heart already with Yahushua HaMashiach? A wise master builder upon the earth. Then Yahushua said to Ezekiel, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, our bones are dried up, and our hope has perished. We are completely cut off. Jeremiah 33 and 24 for the faithful witness of the kingdom of priests of the Melech Zadok upon the earth, those with the right understanding of Torah. Therefore prophesy and say to them, thus says Yahushua HaMashiach, behold, Ezekiel will open your graves by the power and the word of the Spirit of truth in his heart, Mighty Yahovah, and cause you to come up out of your graves. Oh, the people of Israel. Yeah, let Yahushua bring each of us into the land of Israel in the Father's perfect time. Then each of us will know that we, have been anointed by our Father Yahovah's everlasting glory, Yahushua HaMashiach, the pierced one from the word of truth. Yahushua will put his spirit within each one of us, and you will come to life, and Yahushua will place you on your own land. Do you hear? Then you will know that Yahushua is our Lord, Mighty Yahovah's everlasting glory. He has spoken and done it, declares Mighty Yahovah. The word of Mighty Yahovah came again to Ezekiel, saying, And you, son of man, take for yourself one stick, and write on it, for Judah and for the sons of Israel, his companions, and then another stick, and write on it, for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and all the house of Israel, his companions. Yeah, the rod of Cain, and the sweet gum staff of Moshe, like the almond staff. Yeah. Bag full of seeds from long ago. Then join them for yourself one to another into one stick, that they may become one in your hand. Yea, let the red thread be tied, felt under our brother Aaron's hand, as two become one in spirit and truth. When the sons of our people speak to us, saying, Will we not declare to ourselves what you mean by these things? Say to them, Thus says Yahushua HaMashiach, Behold, Yahushua will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel, his companions, and Yahushua will put them with it, with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they will be one in the hand of Aaron. Yea, the mystery of heaven. The sticks on which you write will be in your hand before their eyes. Do you hear? Say to them, Thus says Yahushua HaMashiach, Behold, Yahushua will take the sons of Israel from among the nations where they have gone, and Yahushua will gather them from every side and bring them into their own land. And Yahushua will make them one nation in the land, on the mountains of Israel, and one king will be king for all of them, and they will no longer be two nations, no longer be divided into two kingdoms. They will no longer defile themselves with their idols or with their detestable things, or with any of their transgressions, but Yahushua will deliver them from all their dwelling places in which they have sinned, and will cleanse them, and they will be his people, the people of Israel, and Yahushua will be their God. Yea, the living Word made flesh, yea, that reveals the unknowable Father. Yea, our servant, yea, Yahushua, Yahovah's mighty servant, yea, with the indwelling of Yahushua within him, David will be king over them, and they will all have one shepherd, and they will walk in the ordinances of our Father, mighty Yahovah, and keep the statutes of our Father, and observe them always. Yea, praying for Yahushua's Spirit to be in their heart and mind forever, with each step and each breath they take. They will live on the land that Yahushua gave to Jacob, his servant, in which our fathers lived, and they will live on in it, they and their sons' sons, forever. And David, the servant of Yahushua HaMashiach, hidden inside his heart, the servant of Yahovah, will be their prince forever, each one with the indwelling of the Spirit inside, as David had the Spirit in his heart, a king, each father a king in his household, in the place, in the land given him by the Father, by the Spirit of the glory of his Son's living word in our hearts. Only in this way Yahushua will make a covenant of peace with us, and it will be an everlasting covenant with us. And Yahushua will place each of us and multiply each of us, and will set our sanctuary, in their midst forever, the sanctuary of our King, Yahushua. Yahushua's dwelling place in our heart also will be with us, and we will be a willing vessel for our God to enter in and out of the gate, and we will be his people. And the nations will know that Yahushua HaMashiach's everlasting glory, came from our Father Yahovah, who sanctifies Israel. When Yahovah's sanctuary is in their midst, a willing vessel forever. Mighty friends, may our hearts, may our minds, be calloused like our knees in the hours, in the early morning, in the fourth watch, prayerfully seeking first the kingdom and the righteousness of the Mashiach in our hearts, together with the Word living, building with unhewn stone as our material, and shamir stones in each hand, twirling together in the darkness, until the light is revealed, and the feeding time begins.